We are working on a specific text, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said. Kyiv and Washington finalized bilateral security agreement.
Our aim is to make this agreement the strongest of all. We are discussing specific frameworks for our security, for our cooperation. We are also working to set out specific levels of support for this year and for the next 10 years. This includes armed support, financial and political support, and what concerns the joint production of weapons. The agreement should be truly exemplary.
Ukraine will become a NATO member, Alliance Security General Jens Stoltenberg said during his visit to Ukraine, but there is not much chance of receiving an official invitation already in the July summit. Therefore, the security agreement with the United States, as well as with other allies, are intended to operate during the transition period until Ukraine joins NATO.
It is Ukraine's membership in this organization, in this defense alliance, that is the best guarantee of Ukraine's security. As far as I understand, today we are talking about concluding a bilateral international agreement with the United States for the period until Ukraine becomes a full member of NATO.
The agreement between Kyiv and Washington will be valid for 10 years. This means that Ukraine will receive funds, weapons and intelligence from the United States for a specifically defined and rather long period of time.
We are mainly interested in the end result. We are interested in the amount of assistance and the provision of it systematically, so that we can count on it, so that the provision of assistance is not sporadic but systematic, so that depending on the threats that exist and that unfortunately will arise in the future, we can firmly count on the assistance of the United States.
Agreements already signed by Ukraine and its partner countries can be transmitted by the parties at any time. They only need to send 6 months written notice of their decision, but analysts called this development unlikely.
No other country in the world can provide the kind of security guarantees and assistance that the US can. In terms of financial, arms, diplomatic intelligence and other assistance, America surpasses any other country in the world and even several other great powers combined. That is why we have no other choice but to negotiate and seek some formats for US support for our security.
Ukraine signed its first security agreement with the United Kingdom in mid-January 2024, a month later with Germany and France, and then there were Canada, Italy, Denmark, Finland and the Netherlands. Ukraine is working on a draft agreement with a number of other states. On April 24th, negotiations with Portugal started, and there is much more coming. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Valeria Nekapelova, UATV News.